Have you ever seen a plan backfire so badly that it made the problem worse instead of solving it? History is full of such stories. Governments, businesses, and even individuals often try to fix a problem, only to discover later that their solution created an even bigger mess. One of the most fascinating examples of this is known as the Cobra Effect. It's a story from colonial India that teaches us a timeless lesson. Incentives matter, but unintended consequences matter even more. And today, we're going to explore this story, break it down, and uncover powerful lessons for leadership, business, governance, and even our daily lives. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll start seeing Cobra effects everywhere, in politics, workplaces, relationships, and even your own habits. Part 1. The Cobra Story. During the British Raj, Delhi had a serious problem: venomous cobras slithering through the city. The British administrators were worried, not just about safety, but also about maintaining control and order. So, they came up with what seemed like a clever idea: a bounty system. Kill a cobra, bring the dead snake to the authorities, and receive a reward. At first, it worked brilliantly. People hunted cobras in large numbers. The streets became safer, and the government congratulated itself on its smart policy. But here's where human creativity comes in. Some locals realized, why waste time searching for wild cobras when you can simply breed them at home? Soon, snake farms popped up across Delhi. People were raising cobras just to kill them and cash in on the bounty. When the government finally discovered this scheme, they panicked. They shut down the bounty program. But then something worse happened. The breeders, left with cobras that were now worthless, released them into the streets. Result? Delhi ended up with more cobras than before. That backfired policy became a legendary case of unintended consequences, now famously known as the Cobra Effect. Part 2. The lesson behind the Cobra Effect. So, what's the lesson here? The Cobra Effect shows us that policies and incentives don't just create results, they create behaviors. Whenever you reward an outcome without carefully considering how people might react, human ingenuity will always find a shortcut. It's not just about cobras. It's about every system where the rules encourage people to play the game rather than solve the problem. This is why in governance, in business, and even in personal life, designing incentives matters far more than just setting targets. Otherwise, you may end up solving one problem but creating a much bigger one. Part 3. Modern-day Cobra effects in real life. 1. Government and policy examples. The rat tail bounty in Hanoi. French officials offered rewards for rat tails to fight infestations. People cut off tails but released rats back into sewers so they could keep breeding. More rats instead of fewer. Prohibition in the U.S. 1920s. The ban on alcohol didn't eliminate drinking. It created a massive black market and strengthened organized crime. Drug war policies. Harsh penalties intended to reduce drug use often push markets underground, making them harder to control and sometimes increasing violence. Lesson: good intentions in governance must be tested against how people will actually respond, not how we hope they will. 2. Business and corporate examples. Wells Fargo scandal. Employees were pressured to meet sales targets. Instead of genuinely serving customers, they created millions of fake accounts. The company achieved its numbers, but lost public trust. Call centers. When employees are rewarded only for the number of calls handled, they rush customers off the line, solving nothing. Fast fashion discounts. Brands push unsustainable consumption by rewarding overpurchasing, which harms the environment. Lesson: if incentives reward shortcuts, employees will take them. Businesses must design systems that reward the right behavior, not just the easiest measurable outcome. 3. Personal and everyday life examples. Parenting. Rewarding children only with grades or treats can create kids who study just for rewards, not for learning. Fitness goals. If someone only exercises to burn calories, they might crash diet or overtrain, harming long-term health. Relationships. Trying to win every argument instead of solving the problem might give you temporary satisfaction, but damages trust over time. Lesson: even in our personal lives, the way we set goals and rewards shapes behavior. We must be careful not to create our own Cobra effects. Part 4. How to avoid Cobra effects. So how do we avoid the Cobra effect? Here are some principles we can all apply. Think beyond first-order effects. Don't just ask, what do I want? Ask, what behaviors will this incentive encourage? Test policies on a small scale. Pilot programs help reveal loopholes before they become disasters. Reward processes, not just outcomes. Focus on the right behavior, not just the end results. Expect human creativity. Assume people will find shortcuts. Anticipate them in your planning. Revisit and adapt. Incentives should evolve over time as people adapt to them. These are not just abstract ideas, they are practical tools to help you design better systems, whether you're a policymaker, a business leader, or simply trying to improve your personal life. The Cobra Effect is more than just a quirky story about snakes in colonial India. It's a mirror showing us how even our best intentions can backfire if we don't think carefully about the consequences. It teaches us to be humble, to recognize that we can't control everything, and that human ingenuity is both a gift and a curse. So next time you design a goal, set a reward, or plan a solution, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, am I really solving the problem, or am I just breeding more cobras? Because in life, in business, and in governance, it's not just about having good intentions. It's about designing systems that truly work. And that, my friends, is the lasting lesson of the Cobra Effect.